responsibility to hire Jack Hudson as the first minister of activities of the Dunwoody Baptist Church. Do you know the name Mark Batterson? He's the founding pastor of the National Community Church in Washington, D.C. It's a multi-site church that, from all appearances, has God's hands all over it. In 2015, he published a very unusual book. The title is just one word, and it has two letters in it. It's the word if. In the introduction, he says that one of his life goals, in fact, he numbered his bucket list. His life goal of 102 was to kiss his wife on the top of Eiffel Tower. And so he says that on a beautiful day in Paris, France, on the top of Eiffel Tower, he checked off, I kissed my wife on the top of Eiffel Tower. As he pondered and thought through that process of what led up to that simple kiss, he said that all of that happened that moment was the result of a complex itinerary. And so he began to list all of the things that had to happen for him to get to that place and that moment to kiss his wife. And so from the very beginning of the trip, he tracked it all the way to Alexander Eiffel himself. Some of you know that the World Fair was to be held in 1889 in Paris, France. It was a national competition in France to have someone build what was to be the centerpiece of that World Fair. Eiffel won that contest. Most people thought that 900-plus foot steel tower was a monstrosity. They laughed about it. But he built it. On the dedication day of the Eiffel Tower, and some of you have been there and you know, the 72 names are inscribed on the base of that tower. That day he thanked 72 engineers, mathematicians, and scientists, all who in their own way made it possible for him to kiss his wife on top of Eiffel Tower. You already know that all of the decisions we make in life are created by thousands of ifs that in some mysterious way come together to make up the stories of our lives. What if? What if, as a freshman in high school or a sophomore in high school, at the end of a football game in 1949, somebody had not led Jack Hudson to faith in Jesus Christ? What if? What if something had not happened in the life of Jack Hudson that some way mixed up this background of sports with this new commitment to become a follower of the Nazarene carpenter, Jesus Christ? You know, it dominated and saturated his life over the years. What if this church in 1973 had not begun to work through the process? Would it be possible here in this community to have a church-based, faith-based sports program very similar to what Lester Bice was doing at Rehoboth Baptist Church in those years? I did not know Jack Hudson. Cecil Day, I think, mentioned something about him to what we were trying to put together as a committee to look for our first minister of activities to do that goal. Would it be possible? What if this church could think that way? Well, must have mentioned it to somebody on the committee. The committee was really small. We started looking for somebody in the congregation in 1974 who had some background in sports. The only person we had was a guy named Hal Herring. He was a former football coach at Auburn. What if he had not moved his family to Dunwoody? What if he had not been here? He was the only guy we knew that could do that. What if Foy Thompson had not also been working for General Motors, that knew Jack Hudson and knew about what he had done at Rehoboth Baptist Church? What if? Well, it was out of that meeting, and it was freewheeling. We had no earthly idea what we were doing, but we had an idea. We had a goal. It was in that meeting that Hal Herring made a statement that has lived with me over these years. I think Bob Bonner was a part of that meeting, Foy Thompson, Hal Herring. When it got time to make the decision, Hal made this comment: how much is it going to cost us to get this guy? Well, that's what brought Jack Hudson to Dunwoody Baptist Church. That statement also became the basis of how we put a salary together. What's it going to cost us to get him? What if? You know, everything in life starts with an if. From the Nobel Peace Prize to the Oscars, it all starts with an if. What if? But Jack Hudson knew the most important if, because on some of those few occasions I had the opportunity to be with Jack when he was soul winning. That's an old Southern Baptist term you don't hear anymore. Introducing somebody to Jesus Christ. Jack could say to them, and some of you are here this morning because he said it to you, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us of our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. If you do your part, God has got to do his. But it's your if. The last verse that I characterized with Jack, he would also quote one of the last ifs. Mark Batterson says there are over 1,700 ifs in the Bible. One of the last one is in the Revelation, chapter 3, verse 20. I'm standing at the door, knocking. If you hear my voice, if you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and be with you. Men and women, that tiny 2-letter word will change everything. It will change anything. Thank you.
I'm particularly grateful to Trent for pulling that piece of paper off the wall above Jack's desk, because there was something else on Jack's desk that was significant for us.